Right, here we go, guys. So let's talk about the first build you're going to try to aim for on Rhino, which will be the tank build, obviously, because in the early game, Rhino is just a beast. We're talking about Iron Skin here, which is his second ability, and you can see this build alone gives you 8,905 extra health points, which is called ferrite armor here, plus whatever you get for the 3 seconds you're invulnerable. So how it works is you use your second ability, and in those 3 seconds, every time you get shot, you rake up an extra amount of armor. So the more you get shot in these 3 seconds, the higher your ferrite armor will be, which means with this build you can easily get more than 10k extra life. And once your ferrite armor is depleted, you can simply recast it again. The build, super easy. You get steel fiber for more armor, which is always nice. You get vitality for more health in case you play against higher level enemies and your shield runs out and you are not paying attention, so you get a little bit more survivability here. You don't need vitality necessarily, but it's just a security measure. Regarding your aura, you're free to pick either Energy Siphon to make sure you always are able to cast your Iron Skin, or you can either pick Steel Charge if you're playing melee, or Corrosive Projection, which would even be better. But in the end, pick whatever you think is going to give you the highest bonus here. The other mods are fairly straightforward. You want to get as much ability strength as possible. So you're picking Augur Secrets, you're picking Transient Fortitude, you're picking Umbral Intensify, which is a little bit better than the normal Intensify, which is 30% versus 44%, and Blind Rage. And if you don't have especially these mods, these corrupted mods and the Umbral mod, don't worry about it. Just play whatever you can. Just search your mod selection for strength, like this. And if you just have Intensify and or Augur Secrets, that's a good start. And later on, expand on your mods. Streamline is to make sure you always have enough energy. You have a very low energy pool. You can see 150 right now, 150. And Streamline gives you, even against enemies that drain your energy, a good chance to cast the ability. Let's build, and let's jump into the section where I talk about where you're going to use this build and why it's important to even have this build in the late game.
The index opens for capitalization.
Yup, it does. So Rhino Tank is a very important part of this game mode called Index, where you farm a lot of credits in a very short time, and he's mostly played as a point carrier, which means your job is going to be to collect all the points that are dropping on the ground, carrying them until you have enough to turn them in, which is usually around 15. And yeah, simply don't die while doing that. Rhino is very strong for that role, because with our build and only 32 energy needed to recast your Iron Skin, you can easily carry a lot of points. And if you're out of armor, you can just run to an energy node and get the energy to recast it. So it's super important to have low casting cost as well as much armor as you can grab. We should also quickly talk about all the situations where you will lose your armor. And basically you have to look out for nullifiers, especially if you're playing in a melee build. So don't just jump into nullifier fields or you will instantly lose your accumulated armor. If you jump off the map and get resetted, or if you fall off the map and get resetted, you will lose all armor and have to recast your second ability. And obviously if you get hit too often, if the incoming damage is too high, you have to keep on recasting your armor. So also keep an eye out for that. There's another thing we need to talk about, which is the augmented mod for the Iron Skin ability, which is called Iron Shrapnel. And while it might look like a fun mod to use, it's not suitable at all. The range is bad, the damage is not the greatest, and if you're going for a damage build with Rhino, just build around Rhino's Stomp.